I'm so excited again to get another friend of mine, a former teammate on, Hannah Blundell. Hannah, how are you doing? Not long given birth. So good to see you, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, really well. Thank you for having me on. Excited for this one.
I mean, you finally come back. What's it like having a baby? What's it like being out? Because now I love the fact that like all of my old teammates are not able to having to retire and have a baby. Because that was the way it used to be, wasn't it? Because you wouldn't get paid, and then you hear all these awful stories about the lack of support. Like, what's it been like for you, kind of that process and that journey? Because I know it's got a lot better, hasn't it?
Yeah, thankfully it has. And I think it's so nice to see now that so many players are having babies and, like you said, are coming back. And we haven't got to worry about, like you said, not getting paid. We're kind of, the clubs are in a position now where they can support players like myself and others that are having babies and coming back into the game. And I think Man United have been incredible with me, which I can't thank them enough. As soon as I told them about my pregnancy, straight away they were like, "Yeah, we will make sure you've got a contract for the next year, that you haven't got to worry about financial." And that was a massive weight off my shoulders because I thought there wasn't really a policy in place. And for them to do that, they didn't have to do that. But yeah, thankfully they did. And it kind of, yeah, like I said, put a weight off my shoulders and kind of made me, I was able to focus on the pregnancy and the support they gave me throughout.
Now, obviously, like, what are your goals now that you're back? Just being around the players as well. And how long did you train up until you took a break?
So I was due in March, and I thought I want to try go as long as possible. One, because it was just nice to be in the environment, sort of being able to do training. Yes, it was, of course, stripped back. It was very light, but it was just nice to still be sort of active and not, I guess, sitting on my bum all day, which I can't do. I don't enjoy doing that. So I made sure I tried to stay in as long as possible. So I was due March 20th, and I stayed until February the 1st. And the club, the policy they gave me was that I'd get 6 month full pay maternity leave. So I thought, right, make sure I kind of stay in as long as possible. And then I didn't know how I'd feel after giving birth, if I'd want sort of a long break or not. So I was like, right, yeah, staying as long as possible. So March 1st. So I think it was around, my maths isn't great, but say 33, 4 weeks, I'd say maybe. Um, so yeah, stayed until then, and then sort of gave birth end of March. And then even after that, I think, so I ended up having a C-section. So of course, recovery is a bit different than natural birth. So I was told, right, don't do anything for 6 weeks. And I remember, I think it must have been week 3 or 4. I texted my physios and I was like, I need to do something. I can't sit still. I have to do something. It ended up being a bit too soon. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very light stuff. It was, yeah, just little body weight stuff here and there. But I sort of realized, okay, that was a bit too soon to do exercise. So I gave myself a little bit longer. And then I remember came back, I think it was maybe 3 months, 3.5 months after giving birth. I thought I miss it too much. That, yes, of course, that I've got my daughter now. And of course I have that different perspective on life and that, but I thought I just need to get back to football. It's just what I've known for so long. And I thought, I really want to get back. Of course, miss her when I'm not around her, but I thought it's just me. Like, I have to get back, and yeah, the club were brilliant with me.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Claire Emsley was training right up until recently. Like, how important is that to have like, you're so excited when you find out you're pregnant, but how hard was it to keep it a secret from your teammates? Because obviously you don't tell them like early on, you have to wait. So did people
Yeah,
know?
so
Do you think people knew? And then you were like, oh,
people
people know.
people definitely clocked, yeah, because I think women are just so funny. Like, they clocked at the littlest things. So I remember
We're
I was
busy.
going very, very. So I remember I was going into training in when was it? Because it was around pre-season. I think we found out, what was it, maybe July time, and we went back into pre-season then. And I remember saying to, look, I told the doctor, physios, Mark, and everyone. Obviously, I was like, right, I want to get to the 12-week mark before I tell everyone. But I remember I was very like nauseous and had morning sickness. So when I was coming in the mornings, I was thinking, oh God, like I need to try and hide it somehow. So I was coming in and wasn't having cup of teas. And people know me, like I love a cup of tea. Every morning I'd always have a cup of tea. And even like now to this day, we laugh about it, but Rachel Williams always says to me, she was like, I knew, because you just wasn't having a cup of tea. So she was like, there's something going on. And I said I had a hip injury. So every day people were asking me, and I was thinking, oh, please just stop asking me this question, trying to change the subject as quickly as possible. And then I think probably around, I guess maybe week 10, 11, I think people started to clock, but thankfully they didn't sort of ask me. I think they were just trying to trip me up in the sense of, oh, how's the injury? What is like, where are you along with it? Blah, blah. And I thought, let me get to week 12, get the scan, get the okay. And then I was like, right, as soon as it happened, I thought, oh, thank God I can tell people now and feel comfortable. And yeah, some people were like, I didn't have a clue, but some of them were like, I knew that there was something. But of course, yeah, you want to get that all clear that you know everything's okay at week 12.
I love, Hannah, that you're such a little goody two shoes that people knew that you were pregnant because you weren't having a cup of tea. Most people, it's because they're not having a glass of wine. And I can imagine Rachel Williams being like, because when we were at England, she was like, "Do you want a brew? Do you want a brew?" And I don't drink tea and I don't drink coffee. So they're like, "Are you even English?" Like when I'm in America.
Yes.
But like, fair play to you. You've got a beautiful little girl now, Romy. Like, what's it like, kind of like your day-to-day routine? Like, how has that changed? Obviously, you need the support of your family as well, don't you? Because you're going to training. So what's that like?
To be fair, it's difficult because me and my husband moved. Of course, we're both Southerners and moved up north. So we don't have family around us, unfortunately. They're like a good 2.5, 3 hour drive away. So when we found out we was pregnant, it was kind of like, right, we need to get childcare sorted as soon as possible. So we were looking online, all the different websites to try and get like a nanny, childminder, nursery, look at all of that stuff because we knew we didn't have the I guess support from families like close by. And of course, like even now they try and help out as much as possible. But yeah, straight away we were like, okay, we'll look at that. And thankfully, literally round the corner, we found a childminder, managed to speak to her, and it was sort of like, right, we're due on in March. She was like, okay, as soon as you have the baby, contact me and we'll make sure that we get like dates in place. So thankfully now, childcare wise, we have her every Tuesday and Friday because we kind of worked with our schedules. Like we have those 2 days where we're both being training and that. So it works like that. But weekends, it's kind of right. We normally get Tom, his family sort of come up at the weekends to look after Romy on the days that we're training and when he has a game and I'm away and stuff. So it's going okay, but I guess that's probably the most stressful part of it is making sure childcare is sorted every month. And I'm kind of now having to ask for the training schedule in advance because it's like I need it like as soon as possible so I can get dates put in place for that. So I say that's probably the most stressful part about it.
Well, fair play to you anyway. I always say all my teammates and former teammates have babies and come back. Like, it's absolutely incredible. You're a real rock star. Now, enough of the baby talk because you are a footballer. And we know,
Yeah,
Romy's your first love now. And now we're back to
yeah,
football. Like Manchester United, like, I'm a Man United men's fan and I love the women's team, but Arsenal is where my allegiances are. But I always talk about your team on my show because I don't think you get the credit you deserve. And I think, like, with Champions League football this year, like, can you just speak about the environment, the feeling of playing for Manchester United, how well the team has been doing? Because you guys kind of fly under the radar a little bit.
yeah. We definitely do, and I think we prefer it like that. I don't. I think whenever you talk about top three, top four, I don't think we're ever in that category or we're really spoken about. And I think for us as players and as a team, we prefer that. We like to go under the radar. We like to do our business, be quiet, and kind of be the team where it's like, oh, actually, they're always in and around it. But I know it's cliche and everyone always says it, but the team we've got and the group we've got is so together. Like I've never been a part of a team like it. And I think that's kind of what always gets us through. Whenever we go through hard times, it's always right. We do stuff for each other. We make sure that whatever you're doing, it's like, right, I'm doing it to make the person next to me better. I'm doing it if they're struggling, right, I'm going to make sure I get them out of it anyway, how. And I think that's shown this season. We've gone in games and we've probably not played the best. We've gone down and we've managed to come back, whether that be drawing or winning. We've managed to claw our way back. And I think that's just a togetherness that we've got in this group. And I think it's so special. And some people don't, I think, realize that when you've got that in a team, that really does help you out. Of course, you can have individual brilliance. But yeah, the togetherness, I think, is something that sets us apart.
Yeah, I think togetherness is everything, to be honest. Obviously, like you say, you have to have the quality, but when we won everything at Arsenal, we absolutely loved each other. We would do anything for each other. Even
Yeah.
people that didn't necessarily see eye to eye all the time, they saw eye to eye and respected each other when they stepped over that white line. Now, I know you've met Uma, our producer, and she threw something out there a couple of weeks ago that completely shocked me, but Uma does know her stuff. She actually tipped you guys to win the WSL this year. It came out of nowhere. And to be honest, I put it on my Instagram and a lot of people agreed. And I'm like, so you talk about that belief, like, is there this real belief within the team that you can actually do it? Because obviously Chelsea, six consecutive WSLs, like it's about time someone did knock them off their perch. I know you're a former Chelsea player, you love
Yeah.
that club, but like, how amazing is it that Uma's throwing it out there and people are like, yeah, they can do it.
Yeah, obviously it's fantastic to hear. Of course, inside like the dressing room and that we always have that belief in the team. We always have that belief in what we're doing and moving forward and that. And I think now the fact, like you said, Uma's saying it, and I guess some people are now jumping on that, that they think we can. I think, of course, that's fantastic, but we also have to make sure that we don't get too far ahead of ourselves. Yes, we've had a fantastic start to the season, but we have to go game by game, and we have to make sure that we don't get complacent with it, that we continue on this uphill trajectory that we're on. And I think it's great that yes, we're on it, but I think we still have to keep our standards high in training and make sure that we're pushing each other day in, day out. And yeah, by the end of the season, who knows what can happen.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about a couple of your teammates that are away with the Lionesses at the moment, Ella Toone and Maya Le Tissier. They didn't get the result they wanted against Brazil, but I want to talk about Maya Le Tissier because we give Ella Toone a lot of credit on this show a lot, and I love the girl. But Maya's not really, finally she's got a start. Finally, she's getting a recommend that like the kind of respect that she deserves. Like, can you just speak a little bit about what it's like to play with her and since she came to the club from Brighton?
Oh, she's a fantastic player. Every single day in training, she is one of the most hardworking players. Her competitiveness, her standards are always so high, and I think that's what sets her apart from most like young players coming through. I think from the beginning, she always had that leadership in her. She always had that striving for more. And I think now that she's hopefully getting that opportunity within England, which I think has come probably a bit later than it should have. I think her performances throughout United have been outstanding. I think she's one of the most consistent players we've had for a long time. And I think now that she's hopefully going to get that recognition on the international stage, and she 100% deserves it. Like I said, she is one of the players that has the highest of standards. And I think that's, yeah, what sets her apart.
Yeah, I think she's been one of the best players in the league this year, definitely not just in your team, but every single game. You're right, so consistent. Now, I want to bring it a little bit more back to you. What are you passionate about outside of football? I mean, I've known you for a long time. We're at Chelsea together. We had a little bit of an overlap. We've been at
Yeah.
England camps together. But what are you quite passionate about off the pitch?
Um, I'm someone who loves gaming. I've been a massive gamer for a long time. Of course, now it's kind of not been able to do it too much with Romy in my life. I literally think like me and my husband, we game quite a lot, and
Like what? What are we talking? Fortnite, FIFA, what?
I'd say a bit of Call of Duty, bit of F1, Madden, all of
Oh,
that stuff. But yeah, we put Romy to bed, and I think she just has like a sixth sense. As soon as I press the button on my PlayStation, as soon as she starts crying and that, and I think she knows for a fact that I'm trying to game and that. So game is definitely, yeah, something that I love a lot. Yeah, I want to get back into it because I used to stream on Twitch, which I found a good way to sort of engage with fans and sort of show them a different side of me of from obviously football and being on the pitch. And it's kind of like a different place of being like relaxed at home, sort of playing a game, and they can, yeah, see a different side of me, and also a way to chat to them and kind of, yeah, meet some fans and that.
I love this because I don't think I would never have known that about you. And I don't think many people probably would have known you because you're quite quiet and you're quite reserved. And the
Yeah.
fact that you're saying you want to start streaming on like Twitch, like move over Kai Sennett and I Show Speed,
Yeah,
I
could
know
you
Blundell's
imagine?
coming through.
Could you imagine?
Well, if you wasn't to be a footballer, if you didn't go on to be a footballer, what do you think you would have been?
When I was younger, I definitely wanted to be a PE teacher. I think just doing sports in general, like I love sports, doing sports in general. But I remember doing work experience. I didn't realize that obviously when you're younger, you just think PE teachers, all you do is sport every day. But then behind the scenes, there's a lot of like admin, a lot of paperwork and that. And I thought, oh, maybe not. That's not a bit of me. But I
My
guess
best mate's a PE teacher, and I know you know Sophie Perry.
yes, yeah, yeah,
PE teacher, head of
yeah,
PE in like South Korea now, a private school, and
yeah,
like her workload, she works on Saturdays, like they have 6 day weeks, and I'm like, so
no,
I know exactly what that is like.
yeah.
But for you, Hannah, like, what was if you look back on your career, you're still playing now, but what would success look like for you?
In my career
Yeah,
or outside, in my
in the end, when you retire in a few years' time, not yet.
yeah,
Looking
not
back
yet,
on
not
your career,
yet.
what does success look like for you?
I'll be honest with you. I look back at my career now every now and then, and I think I'm so happy with how my career has panned out. Like I said, I'm very quiet about it. I don't shout about all my like successes, etc. But I look back and I think like I've won 4 WSLs. I might even be wrong here. I can't. But I've run. I think it's like 11 trophies in my career. And when I look back at the first time I probably had my debut at Chelsea, I never thought that would even be possible. So even now I look and I think like I'm so glad of the career I have. I feel so privileged that I was in winning teams and was able to contribute to that. Um, of course, now with how Manchester United is going, being a part of being in Champions League and the fact we won the FA Cup a couple of years ago, like when you're a competitor, winning is like an addiction. That feeling never gets old. So I just want to win as many trophies as I can and just be a part of that winning team. Because yeah, nothing beats that feeling apart from having a child, of course.
Well, Hannah, you say you got 4 WSL titles. According to Uma, it could be 5 at the end of the year. But thanks so much for joining me, mate. Really appreciate it. Congrats on being back on the pitch. It's incredible. Giving birth, just amazing, amazing admiration for you. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.